Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Thirsty Topics. I'm Lawrence,
And I'm Meryl.
and we have a lot of crazy stuff to talk about this week.
Yeah, we do.
Well, Mara, I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh, thank you. You always do, and that's very nice. Okay, well, I wanted to start off with a movie or a documentary I watched over the weekend that got a lot of buzz around it. It was the documentary about Brandy Melville, and it was called Brandy Hellville. And I have so many thoughts. I feel like we almost need to set a timer for this topic because I have like there's so much. I guess did you watch it or are you familiar with at least the brand or like how familiar are you with this situation?
I didn't get a chance to watch the documentary, but I did take a look at the brand to make myself familiar with it.
Okay, yes. So yeah, I mean this just for anyone that's not familiar with Brandy Melville, forever and ever there's been this clothing store that has been notoriously not friendly to like all different sizes, and so they're known for making like one size fits all, which now is one size fits most, but really that's like a teeny weeny size, so they don't have small, medium, or larges or anything.
Hmm.
They just have like one size, which is supposed to be like a very, very thin person. So, like that is problematic, whatever. Like that is, but that's the least of their worries. Basically, this whole documentary was an expose on how part of fast fashion, like a lot of these clothes just end up in the sea, like it goes to Ghana and then it either gets resold or it just becomes trash. And like they showed it hundreds of clothes in the ocean, just polluting our oceans. But then the worst stuff was the company itself. So they would hire girls and then just see a girl wearing a different design and then they would literally steal that design and like make the clothes immediately. So they would see a girl wearing a pair of jeans from a total different company and instead of taking that time to like plan the products or sketch out anything, they would just steal her jeans and sometimes they would even name it like the name of the collection of the person that they're stealing from.
Yeah, I mean that's wrong on so many levels because one, you're literally stealing intellectual property is what you're doing.
Yeah.
And if the brand is large enough, they can come after you. Um, I just think it's kind of sad that people kind of jump on these little fixes to make a quick buck. You know, because even though I did see the documentary, I did a little research on it, and it's a lot of effort to what they do. And it's like, if you put that same effort into actually creating something on your own, you could probably create something fantastic.
Yes, yes. And I think before it was sad because it was almost like a badge of honor for girls to say they could fit into Brandy Melville. There was a lot of girls saying that they were specifically going on diets to wear these clothes. Oh my gosh. And the craziest thing of the whole documentary was the internal text chain of the leaders there. And so it was like anti-Semitic stuff and like really weird
Mm,
dark jokes that like aren't even jokes. So it's like
yeah,
there's so many problems. The main one was that the fact that the leaders are like so weird and some of the things that they were texting are like made me alone not want to support the brand ever.
hmm,
It's very weird the stuff they were texting. It wasn't just like dark humor and I'm all for that kind of stuff. It was true like weird Germany, like I don't want to say the words because we'll get shut down immediately, but stuff that is like very weird where you have to wonder what type of person is running this brand.
yeah, it's very weird. I mean, you know, with all the scams and all the crazy stuff that people come up with, I actually saw a report today about a robotic dog that is a flamethrower.
What?
And I'm sitting there like, okay, first of all, why would you want to create and sell something like that?
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I could see that going horribly. I mean, the average person probably won't be able to buy it because it's $9,000, but still, why would you even want to create something like that? And it's just
Right.
amazing to me that
Was
people
the
create.
flames coming out of its mouth?
Yeah, it's nuts,
Whoa.
absolutely nuts. Yes. Again, don't know why you would want to create something like that, but I mean, to me, I wouldn't spend the money on it.
Yeah. No, me neither. And that definitely it's like the clothes had bad quality, and it really made me think when you see how it just ends up in Ghana, all the people that are not paid correctly, and like this this brand said it was Italian made, but then it shows that it's just like a fast fashion plant in Italy. So it's like, we think of
Mm.
Italy as like high vintage, products that are good textiles and good quality, but really it was just like a really bad plant that people were making it in Italy. So yeah, it's just weird.
Almost sounds like a sweatshop.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yes. So
Wow.
yeah, that's if anyone is on the fence already, like Brandy Melville already had a pretty bad reputation to begin with, like just from what I've heard of, but now seeing like all the different ways that they're so bad, and just the employees, it showed a bunch of girls quitting together, which I thought was really cute, like teenage girls just saying like, "We don't need you," and giving the middle finger and leaving.
I think after that documentary, there's probably gonna be a lot of people that's gonna rethink buying their products. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, 100%. And there's a lot of people that work there that have gone on to more reputable brands and like taken what they've learned and kind of the
Hmm.
mistakes and I think trying to make things right, which is promising and good.
That's true. I mean, at least they're making the best out of a bad situation,
Yeah.
which I like. I like that a lot.
Me too, and I wish there was more education on how people can buy better quality clothes, and not even just meaning expensive, but like fabrics, that have
Hmm.
been recycled or like non-toxic clothes. Because I feel like a lot of us don't know, or people try and then it's like not the right type of clothing.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I wish that was more common for like the masses to understand, like, using fabrics that are not harmful to the environment.
I agree with that. Well, let's hope this puts us in at least one step in the right direction for that.
Exactly. I'm gonna return none of the clothes I have because I could never fit in them from the beginning, so now I feel much better that I could never fit in any shirt. What's your topic? What's your first one?
Let's see. It is a lot of great stuff that happened, depending on how you look at it. You know what? Let's do a fun one. Not necessarily totally fun, but kind of stupid at the same time. Have you heard about, fans going to concerts? Now, concerts aren't cheap, especially if it's a headliner,
Yeah.
and literally throwing stuff on the stage or throwing stuff at the artist while they play.
Oh, yes, that's terrifying, like bottles, cans.
I've even seen where people were throwing phones. And if you want
Yes.
an iPhone or one of the nicer Androids, those are not expensive phones. It's like, what is wrong with you? I mean, why are you doing this? This is nuts. First of all,
I
you're
know.
assaulting the person on stage. And, if that artist gets hurt, not only will the artist probably sue you, that label may sue you as well, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've seen I think Harry Styles got like hit in the face with something, and then I've seen a bunch of artists and it comes really close to their eye too. And it's like I feel like that should be immediately you're kicked out and like not allowed to ever come to any concerts again.
Yeah, but the thing that's surprising to me is, and, to be able to throw someone on stage, that means you paid a lot of money to get close to the stage. I mean, big bucks.
Yeah.
So you pay all this money to do something stupid. It, I mean, I guess more power to you that you got money to throw away like that. I don't.
Yes.
uh, I mean, Luke Perry, who is one of the judges on American Idol,
Uh-huh.
they showed him he was performing, and someone I guess threw a phone up on the stage, and he slipped on it and fell. Now, luckily, he got up. He wasn't hurt, but it's like, what is wrong with you? Why did you throw the phone up there? And I remember there was an artist, I don't remember her name, but she actually got hit in the face and had a bruise because of it. And
Whoa.
then, like, at one concert, at a Nicki Minaj concert, someone actually threw a water bottle at her, threw water on her. I mean, this is getting out of
Oh, I
control.
remember that too. And then she chucked it back at them. And yeah, she
Yes.
like slammed it to them.
I don't
Which
know. I
I
mean,
agree. It's like you should be okay
w-
with it. You should be ready to get it right back at you.
would you ever spend big bucks to get up close to a stage just to throw something at them?
No, but I have to admit, when I was in college one time, I did fling my brassiere at a band, but it was a soft one. It was a band called Fuel, like a band that was popular back in the '90s, a rock band, and my friends were daring me to. So I flung, I probably lost however much that bra was, like $50, and I flung it at the band, and then he picked it up and then he wore it. So he picked it up and he wore it on stage the whole time. So I
Nice.
would never throw anything. That was my yeah, it was my one and only time. But I would never throw anything that could actually hurt someone,
Hmm.
and and to chuck like a glass bottle at someone is just absolutely insane. Like that's crazy.
It is, and I hope it stops before someone gets hurt though, because it's crazy.
Yeah, we need to go back to like Tom Jones when he would just have ladies throw their underwear at him. It's like you could
Hmm.
only throw like soft merchandise.
Oh, exactly. And if you're a male artist and someone throws underwear at you, I don't think they're going to complain about that. They'll probably get
Right,
a good
right.
chuckle out of it.
Yeah, maybe if I had Brandy Melville clothes, I would throw it at the
There you
throw it
go.
at people. Yeah, I think that should be like maybe not jail time, but I feel like if you get caught throwing a phone at a performer, I really do feel like that is assault and it should be treated as that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they'll do this, but a good way to get it to stop, because most of the venues go through your bigger ticket agencies. You get caught doing it, ban you for a year or 2 years to go to any kind of venue through that ticketing service.
Yeah,
I think that will dramatically cut that down.
I do too. I definitely do too. I would never do that, especially not to poor Harry Styles. We can't ruin his beautiful face. Um, okay, my next one. This is silly. So a mom accidentally invited all of her phone contacts. She sent an invite to her daughter's birthday party in an Evite. And so this included her ex and people that she used to work with and her friends. But the crazy thing, I mean, that alone is insane. But the crazy thing about this story is that it addressed everyone in how she keeps them stored in her phone. So, if she said like idiot or whatever, then it would say like, "Hello, idiot, you're invited to this daughter's birthday party,"
Now that I did look at,
which I
and
think
I'm
is
like,
is so silly. And
wow.
so, yeah. So I didn't know. Do you store people in your phone in like a weird way? I don't. I store everyone by their name, but like I know some people will put like a dead sign if they ghost them or like don't talk to this ex or that kind of stuff.
You know what? I actually don't do that. I actually put them in there as name. Now, the exception to the rule is I do put in customers. I'll put either their company name after their first name or customer. So this way I know it's a customer versus a person to
Oh
call.
yeah,
Now that I'll do. Or if it's someone, like a producer I know or something like that, I'll put producer next to it or whatever. Just so something just to just generally tag the person. Um, but I'm gonna tell you, that kind of mistake could go horribly wrong depending on how your relationships were.
right. And if it's your boss, it's like smelly boss or like with like ugly coworker or something.
Can you imagine if you put your ex in there as asshole and they showed up like, hey, asshole's here?
Yeah. Yes. I'm guilty of not entering enough information. Like sometimes I'll just have like the other day I had two Chelseas in my phone and I wanted to invite one Chelsea and it's always like a roulette. Like you don't know if I'm actually inviting the right one. If I'm like want to meet someone for lunch, I don't actually know like what Chelsea's going to show up.
But
So I need to
that
get
makes
better
it
at that.
interesting though, right?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that could be really dangerous. And then also having to tell people, like, never mind, you're actually not invited to this birthday party is pretty weird too. Because
Oh
she said they were
yeah.
having 50 people and she invited nearly 500 guests. So you have to
Ooh,
tell like over 450 people, like, sorry, you're actually not invited.
ooh. Let it be a fly on the wall for those conversations.
Yeah.
As
Yep.
you're telling them, they're like, oh, so I wasn't invited, huh? So who was
Yeah.
invited?
And I guess a lot of people even sent DoorDash gift cards still. Like, so she still got a lot of presents, which may not be a bad tactic.
True, true. But at least everybody laughed at it. It wasn't, because again, some exes that don't have the greatest situation will show up for the wrong reasons, and yeah, that would be one hell of a party.
Oh yeah, yep. And also like I know a ton of friends that they put their exes as like yeah, like a skull and bones and they'll just have like 18 of those in their phone until you never actually know who it is. I really don't have like anyone like that. I was looking through my contacts and I don't have anyone like that, but now it's making me think maybe I should.
Nice. Or have a theme song.
Yeah, 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 or like a special ringtone.
There you go. That was actually pretty fun.
It's very silly. So what you got?
Well, I would like to talk about um, the huge pay differences between female and male professional sports. I mean, a dramatic difference in pay.
Oh,
Now, of course, everyone knows who Caitlin Clark is, even if you don't
mhm.
watch women's basketball. And, she just recently signed um, with the Indiana Fever, which is a professional WNBA team out of Indiana. And she received a contract for $76,000, being the number one draft pick.
What the heck? And that's for a year?
Um, I have to see how long it is. I'm not sure.
Or like a season, I wonder?
It may be a season.
Okay.
Realistically, it's probably for one season. But they were looking at the entire roster, and they said the entire roster for the team, for the basketball team, was somewhere around $1.2 million, which is less than,
Oh
let's
my
say, a
gosh.
rookie basketball player coming in, maybe have, 1 or 2 years of experience for just one player. And this is the whole team. But I mean, I was very shocked. I mean, I know that, they're not paid what they should be, but I really honestly didn't think it was that low. I was very surprised.
I know, and I wonder if, like, the money coming in like, is there such a big difference in advertisers and sponsors? Or, like, does the school just have, like, an equal amount of money to pay? I always wonder about that because I know with, like, Major League Baseball, it's like, okay, these players then can go on and sell, like, X number of ads, and it tends to be more for men than
Mhm,
women, but sometimes when you're at, like, the collegiate league, it's like, okay, does the school just have this money or not, you know?
mhm. I mean, granted, the NBA does bring in a sizable amount more, but
Mhm.
I think you know with Caitlin Clark coming in, and then a lot of other players like the player from LSU, I think that they're gonna have to rethink that because there's a lot more people watching women's basketball now.
Yeah.
Now, the one positive thing is that I know Caitlin Clark just recently signed a big contract with Nike. I want to say it was like a $3 million contract, I think it was, for Nike to
Whoa.
sponsor her. So that kind of offsets it a little bit. But, for the other players in the league, you kind of wonder, well, when are they going to get their due? Because everyone's not going to get that kind of a contract.
Yeah, and that is so not a lot of money, and you think by the time she pays like, she has agents, I'm sure, and managers, and, like, I don't even that's probably not even, like, a livable wage by the time everything gets taken out of it.
Oh, don't forget, Uncle Sam gets his cut.
Yeah. Yeah, so like, I really don't even know if she'd be making, like, 40,000 or 35,000 by the time that she's done with, like, having to pay agents, managers, I don't know if she pays her own like physical therapist and or if they're just provided, but that's a lot.
Yeah, I would say even at 40 something from a $76,000 salary, I think that's a bit generous. I think it's probably less than that, when you think about it.
Wow.
But, like I said, her situation, it's offset by endorsements. And I think she's gotten some other endorsements along the way that she's going to pick up. So again, that eases it a little bit too. But, what do you do for the players that don't have these endorsements?
I know. I feel like it's gonna take someone like a like Venus or Serena or like, more women. I know like Megan Rapinoe, like the soccer players definitely
Oh yeah,
did a whole bunch. I feel like they changed like a lot, but it's going to take more women that are already like very have notorious basically to go in and make it right and like negotiate almost.
I agree. I agree. I mean, I think that with all the eyes on it now, I think that change is coming. I don't think it's going to be as quickly as everybody wants, but I do think it is coming though.
Yeah. I think baseball players are paid too much too. Like, or not all, but when someone is paid like the big bucks, like a Manny Machado, or the other, who was the one that just got in trouble. I forget what his name was, but the one that for betting.
Yeah, I mean
I forget what his name. Oh,
and actually,
Shohei. Yeah, it was like,
yes, that's an excellent example because, and again, I'm not trying to throw salt, but $700 million.
yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, I
Also,
mean, I
everyone
get
that were
they're
live streaming, I'm
professional
just
players and everything, but wow, $700 million.
yes. Also, don't mind the tour I'm taking everyone on. It's showing me that I have low bandwidth, so I'm taking it to the living room to see if it's better.
No problem. I didn't say anything. I noticed the hesitation there because there was like a little bit of a delay.
Okay, good. This hopefully should be better.
Okay, no problem.
But yeah, I think it's really crazy that some people can be paid like $700 million, and then other people are kind of scrapping away at 76,000. So yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, that's one hell of a gap.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hopefully things will change though.
Yep. Well, let's see. I wanted to shake it up a little bit for my next topic. Our girl Taylor Swift
Hmm.
released a new album. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if you're a Swiftie. We never talked about that.
not really a Swifty, but I do like some of her music. I don't know. I guess I picture a Swifty being, someone that loves to follow her wherever she goes and goes crazy. Stays up to midnight to do the little barcode thing. I'm not doing that for anybody
Yeah, me
personally, but
neither. I'm like a Swiftie light, where like I can hang with the Swifties and I have a few favorite songs, but I'm not like decoding every message or anything.
so you're not gonna wait till 3 a.m. to see what the code is?
Yeah, no, I don't even want to know what her code is. But basically, uh oh no, I guess this isn't working either, but I'm gonna head back. So she just released a new album, and everyone was so surprised because it was actually a double album.
Hmm.
So it was like 31 songs, and everyone was expecting it to be just a normal track list, but people were so uh, surprised because it was about. We all thought it was going to be like a breakup album about her ex-boyfriend Joe, and really it was about, for the most part, like a situationship. This guy Maddie Healy from the 1975.
Hmm.
And I feel like that shocked everyone. Also, I feel like this is too much. Like, I know too much about this whole situation. Like, why do I know about Taylor? About
Are you sure you're not an undercover Swifty?
I was gonna say the drama may be having feeling like a Swifty lately, just because I know too much. But I don't know. I feel like it's kind of, to me, like all the songs on this one sound about the same. Like, I think it's time for her to switch it up with who she's working with, like producer wise. But she's still iconic and so good. But that's a lot to release 31 songs.
Oh, absolutely. She must have been working on that for some time because, there's a lot of effort to making, just one song, let alone, 31 songs.
Yeah. And I think that's so funny that she went through this whole big long breakup, like over a 6 or 7 year relationship, and that got like a few songs. And then this other situationship with like this bad boy rock star ends up giving her 31 songs. But I think it's very cute because the last songs on the album, I think, are about like her boyfriend now, Travis Kelsey. Talk
Hmm.
about another sports player that's paid a lot, um, but it's very cute. Like, I don't know if I think that was like if that's a glimpse into their relationship, I like it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, at least there's no bad songs about, a breakup with him.
Not
So
yet.
that's a good thing. Yeah, you're right. Not yet, but
Yeah.
you sure you're not undercover Swift? Because you sure know a lot.
I moonlight as one, maybe.
There you go.
I do watch. There's a YouTube shout out to a YouTube channel called the Swiftologist, and he's like all or they he is all about like uncovering all Taylor lore and like his he calls himself like a Taylor Swift historian, and it's really funny.
You know the crazy thing? I haven't watched it, but I know what you're talking about. And it's amazing that people are literally trying to decipher, are there hidden messages in the songs?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, do you guys have a life? I mean,
Right. Well, and because Taylor was hinting that this was gonna be a double album because like at all the award shows she was giving a two and then like she kept on
mm,
flashing the two. So like I mean she was doing it very obviously. So of course like but I didn't know exactly what that meant, but I feel like now she's starting to really like dig into that and know that people are going to be hanging on her every move.
oh yeah, she's having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. I would be weirded out though if I were her and having like because there's a difference between fans and having people obsessed with your every word and every move. And I feel like that would get weird after a while. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I know there was a situation where someone got too close. I don't know if it was to a house or to a plane, and
Oh yeah.
the plane, because the sad part about it is, it's fun. It's okay to be a big fan of your favorite artist or whatever, but there is a point where you have to make sure you have your security in place because there are some people that take it to the extremes.
Yeah. Again, like at a certain point you would just tell everyone like I'm a human being. I should be able to go to the grocery store and like it's not that exciting. I'm just a human, you know?
Oh yeah, exactly. And there's a thing called respect too. Because
Yeah.
sometimes people, really go overboard a little bit, and it's like, okay, calm down. I get it. You like this person, but you know, be respectful.
Right. That's why she has Travis there to protect her.
There you go.
Not that women can't do it themselves, but I'd feel much safer with him.
Hey, I wanted to ask you something. I saw a
Yeah.
video, and to me, it wasn't cute. I thought it was very disrespectful, and it was a bunch of people that saw, some baby cubs, some baby black bears over in a
Hmm.
tree or whatever near a fence. And they went over there and the mother must went away. They probably went to go hunt or whatever the case is. And they were taking the bear, snatching them out the tree to take pictures.
No.
And the bears were kind of like fidgety, whatever, these little cubs, they're baby bears. They're baby cubs.
Yeah.
And people were taking pictures of them. And then one person, when she got done taking a picture, just kind of threw them on the ground.
What?
And it's like, this is not cool at all. This is really crazy. First of all, they're wild animals. Second thing is, if that mama bear were to be anywhere near there while they're sitting there grabbing those cubs, it would have been a whole different story. It would have been a
Yeah.
very devastating story. And I just wonder, it's like, do people really go that crazy just to get some kind of picture or some kind of video to post? Because to me, there was nothing cute about what they were doing.
No, no, I feel like I always hear stories about people getting too close to like a moose and then the moose ends up stabbing with them with the antlers or
Yep.
like here in San Diego we have a cove that has all these seals by it and people
Mhm.
will get way too close to try to get a selfie and like sometimes the seals are sick or they just can't be around humans and it's like gross how close people will try to get to even like a seal that's not doing well, it's really weird. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean did someone post a video of the person throwing the black bear? Is that how?
Hmm.
Oh, see, I feel like that should be prison time.
Oh yeah. And like I said, it's just crazy because it's like they're out there doing their thing. Leave them alone. Now, if you want to sit back and videotape them in their natural habitat, no problem with that. Okay, that's
Right.
cool. But to go over there and grab these little cubs to do pictures or whatever, you're probably traumatizing them as well too.
Yeah. Who does that? That's like, yeah, that's, I feel like those are the same kind of people that would throw a glass bottle at someone on stage.
I agree with you. I agree. But like I said, they better really be thankful that the mother bear was nowhere near around
Oh,
because the sad part is no matter how fast you are, a human cannot outrun a grown bear.
right. And they turn really fast. I've seen videos of just like ambling along, and then all of a sudden they can be up on a porch or up on a tree in like a couple seconds.
Yep.
Well,
And
I don't like that, and I feel like that person should be fired from their job, whatever their job is.
I agree. I agree. I mean, like I said, to me, it wasn't cute at all. I think it was just stupid. You know. Mm.
Yeah, I agree. And like once like it makes me wonder, did that person just grow up? Like I think we also need education to teach kids from the beginning, like how to treat wild animals.
Hmm.
Maybe that person didn't know, I guess, but I'm like, where do you have to go to school to not know not to like grab a baby bear? Like
Hmm. Because here's the reality. My thing would be is okay. You guys want to grab the little baby bears, take pictures. Grab a full grown bear, take a picture of that. Let's see
yeah,
how that goes for you.
yep. Do it with the mom too. Yep.
I have a feeling that video wouldn't be able to be put on TV.
No. Because even like the experts, like that guy, the grizzly man that ended up getting killed by bears, and even
Yes.
the experts that spend time with them and get to know them, like end up having issues too.
Oh yeah. Because at the end of the day, they're still wild animals.
Yeah. Yep. Don't mess with the mama bear.
Hmm.
Where's the dad bear in all this? He's hiding. He needs to go take care of things.
There you go. All right,
Okay,
Marilyn.
well, I'm gonna take things back to birthday party land
Hmm.
when a recent story. So a mother of two had to go on a social media break because she came under fire for requesting $5 per person that was coming to her child's birthday party. And she was saying that the $5 was for like renovating the yard and basically doing the yard work that would lead to a good birthday party, and people were not having it. I have a kind of unpopular opinion, I think, where like I don't think it's that bad to ask for $5. I actually don't think that's too much.
Wow, really?
You look shocked right now. Yep, you look shocked. Like I totally actually don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, I feel like maybe asking for $10 for food seems a little bit better, like food or decorations and stuff. But I don't think that's that weird.
I don't know. I guess I'm weird. I mean, if I
Do you think it's
invite you,
tacky?
I'm a, you know, I think if I invite you, I'm not going to charge you. I mean, and I get it. Sometimes these parties can get expensive. I get that.
Yeah,
Like, for me, I think that if you're throwing a wedding, and some people go way overboard on these weddings. Okay, where
yes.
they're starting their relationship deep in debt to throw this huge party for other people. You
Yeah,
know, there's key things you could do, like at the venue, instead of doing an open bar, do a cash bar. If you want to
yeah,
drink, you pay. Okay, I can see that.
right.
That makes sense. And then, you have some people say, well, if you're throwing an event, you need to make sure you have this and that. No, you know, because here's the thing: whatever food I put in front of you, most people are going to eat it anyway. Okay,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, there's ways to cut the
And like
cost.
maybe you shouldn't be having a birthday party at your yard if it's not.
True,
Yeah.
very true. But some people like you don't have an issue with it. Some people will be like, okay, it's $5, no big deal. And some people may go, wow, really? Because the new thing now,
I would think it's a little odd.
I mean, the new thing now is when people have birthdays, they say, hey, here's my cash app, send me money.
That is so weird. I'm like, I at least need to get a party out of it.
Well, sure, exactly. But yeah, that's been the new thing, and I don't know. I'm just not with that portion.
No, I don't know who would do that. Except I have seen people write it on the back of their cars, and I feel like that's good. Where it's like, I'm celebrating a bachelorette party. Feel free to Venmo me.
I guess whatever works, right?
Yeah. See, I was almost thinking of this party as like you're paying almost $5 to kind of get into the club, like almost a club admittance fee.
Hmm. It's
But I would
true.
also really want to make sure. I'm like, okay, well, let me see what you're doing for your own backyard too, because I'd want to see like that my money's actually going to upkeep the yard and not to do anything else weird.
Hey, you have a right to ask if you're gonna pay, right?
Exactly. And instead, maybe I'll say I'll save the $5, but I'll mow your lawn for
There you go.
right.
I like that. So I'll make sure I have my $5 ready next time you invite me over. How's that?
Thank you. That's perfect. Except except our place in LA is so small that we don't even have a yard. So so you'll know I'm lying.
Well, we talked about it a couple of times, and it's official. Both the House and the Senate have signed off on it. President's going to be signing off very soon. TikTok either needs to be sold or it will be banned.
No. No. I think it will definitely will it be sold? I don't know. Who's gonna like how is that deal going to go down?
You know what? With the platform and the amount of money that it makes, um, I it's probably people behind the scenes ready to purchase it. Um, it all depends on basically the company that owns TikTok, whether it's worth their interest to try and fight it, or just go ahead and sell. To me, I would think you go ahead and sell.
Yeah.
Because to me, I think if you're going to fight this, you kind of basically saying that there's something else going on.
Right, right. And then if you lose all of your users in the United States, like that's going to be millions of users.
Hmm. Because, I mean, TikTok is worth a lot of money. I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
money. So to me, it was like, okay, you sell it, get your money, and you move on. The only reason I think you would fight it is if you're using it for nefarious reasons. And a lot of what they've been saying about, China is true. Because, if you think back, Democrats and Republicans don't agree on
Yeah.
anything. I mean, nothing. If they look at a wall, the wall is white. One's going to say the wall's black, the other one's going to say the wall's gray, and they will argue time in, time out. Where this TikTok thing, and it's came up a couple of times where because um, of how did they word it, secret, or because of some top secret things that they've learned, this poses a big risk. And it would be kind of nice if they just went on ahead and shared what that risk is, because there's
Right.
something that's scaring all of them. For them, I mean, it went through very easily, you know. So something spooked them, and there's something that
Whoa.
they're afraid of. And it's like, yeah, I get it. As a country, we're kind of divided and crazy right now, but I think they should really kind of say, hey, what is it that's spooking you that,
Right.
pushing this?
Right. Because is it tracking us? Is it just
Hmm.
like yeah, I think it would help if we know. And then how do we make sure that the next purchaser isn't going to also have like bad intentions, you know?
That's true. I mean, I know one of the conditions for it to be sold is that it has to be sold to an American based company.
Okay. But then they're gonna ruin it. Oh, I can just imagine like the advertising. I'm just like, oh God, I just hope they don't make it like how Facebook and Instagram is because I'm starting to not care about either of those platforms.
I hear you. I hear
I'm
you.
like,
But
whatever the spies are doing, they're doing such a good job.
yeah, now the only thing is there's a lot of people that make money off TikTok. Like my son, he's a music artist, and he's got almost 200,000 followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like to move all that would be kind of literally starting over.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I know. I know a lot of people. I really feel like it's the best app for community and like the funniest app that I've seen, and just like it tends to be the I don't know there's like negativity on it, but the best comments I've seen have been on TikTok. Like it tends to be, I think, a little bit more positive than Twitter or Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I think it's like the one app that I've seen that like most of the users love. But I understand if there's safety precautions and if it's like threatening our nation, then yeah, of course. But I
Yeah, I
hope
mean,
whoever buys it just keeps all the good things about it that we like and doesn't try to ruin it too much.
yeah, I would say if it's sold, which again, there's too much money on the table for it not to be. I think that as long as they keep the management team of what they're doing in place, I don't think we have anything to worry about. Because a lot of times when companies buy other companies, for whatever reason, if everything is working, they still go in there and make all these changes, and that's when things
Yeah.
appeal.
Yes. Yep. That's like when Chrysler bought Jeep, then Jeep started like my Jeep started falling apart. Like the month that Chrysler bought Jeep, I got a Jeep, and then my key would get stuck, and I'd have to just like throw a towel over my car and just like go to dinner. My key would always be left in the car. So Chrysler better not buy TikTok. I'll be very upset.
There you go.
Well, we'll have to keep our eye on that because I will. I mean, the good news is if TikTok just goes away, I will really have like 4 extra hours a day, and I will have a life again, a social life and friends. So,
There you go.
how much time do you think you spend on like TikTok a week?
Most of my time is spent in the evenings, or maybe on weekends. Where I'll post some stuff. I'll take a look at different ideas on how to market and stuff. So, not really 100% dedicated to TikTok because I'm on other platforms, but it's basically been split between TikTok and YouTube mostly.
Okay.
And actually, because when this thing started coming up about TikTok possibly being banned, I started to reactivate my YouTube page just in case. So,
Yeah, to get it started back up.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I watch TikTok like the same way that I used to watch TV. I just will like lay in bed and scroll and scroll, which
Yeah,
is
the one
not
thing
very healthy.
I like about TikTok is watching the TikTok lives.
Yeah.
Some of them are good, some of them are like nuts, where
Yes.
I've seen people literally just sit there and look at the screen. I've seen people sleeping on there. I've seen people act like they're driving a real vehicle, and you can kind of tell, okay, it's a simulator. You're not driving a real vehicle. I've seen all kinds of nutty stuff, and it's almost like a train wreck. You should turn away, but you just can't.
Yeah,
But you,
yeah. I watch a lot of like the ASMR videos, like when they do the noises, the calming noises. And then
Mhm.
there's a girl that like pretends to trim people's hair. So she'll say like, let me trim your hair, and she'll do it in an ASMR voice, but she has a wig on the camera. So like the camera
Mhm.
looks like it's hair, and then she'll
Mhm.
like trim it. And I'm just like, what am I watching? I'll be like 7 minutes into something, and then I'm like, I've spent my whole night watching this weird video.
It definitely hooks you in, though.
It does, and then I love, I love to watch slime accounts, like, they make slime,
Mm.
and, yeah, I'll spend, like, my whole night just watching different slime videos, so, yeah, maybe part of me actually wants TikTok to go away so I read a book or something.
Well, like I said, they got what 9 months, I think it is, so almost a year. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's a long time, I'm sure some stuff will happen. I wonder if, like, how it will relate to election stuff or just how it will definitely find a way to get even more political, and I look
Mhm.
forward to that, I guess.
Yes, that is definitely true. Ready? It is your turn.
Yep. Okay, well, my last topic, is so there was, speaking of TikTok, this video got 1.7 million views on TikTok. A woman, shared some screenshots from her telling her job that she submitted a request to take time off to, secure her vacation plans, and so she had already booked the vacation, and then she told work about it and just said, "I'm going to need these days off," and then the work said, "No, you actually cannot go to Jamaica. We need you during this time. It's really busy." And then she was ready to put in her notice. And so she said, "Okay, like I'm taking this vacation, so you'll just have to find someone else." And then in the long run, she ended up being able to go on the trip, but it sparked this whole conversation just about should you book a vacation before you get the days off approved? And should you even should you ask permission for a job, or can you just use your vacation days however you want it?
It all depends on your job. Because I know, like with me, the vacation is a little bit flexible just because um, I'm never really technically off because I may have a customer call me with an issue or something like that.
So do you get
So
like actual days off? Like do you get like 20 days off a year, like a set number?
I have unlimited as long as I don't abuse it.
Oh wow.
But
Okay.
it's only for the truck sales department just because again we're technically never really off. We're always kind of working.
Hmm.
Um, but the thing is too that we're all adults and we don't abuse it either. You know,
Right, right.
so for most people they have set time off and stuff like that. And even with the time that I have, I mean, obviously I'm not gonna make plans until I make sure I have the time off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that could go really, really bad if, like I say, what do you do if you paid all this money and they say no? Do you call in? Do you just take the loss? What do you do?
Exactly, and then that's also scary just to think that you're just gonna quit your job if you can't go, because then how do you, like, find a new job that quickly, or, that's a big leap to go and just say, "Oh, I'll just quit."
Yeah, be a hell of a thing to explain too.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah,
Like,
it said that she got 20 days of paid vacation a year, quite a contrast to the US where, there's no minimum federal law, of vacation days that we get here.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of countries that, they take, time off very seriously. You know,
Yeah.
where if you have time, you have to use it because they don't want you burnt out. And, a lot of places, you're guaranteed, like men in certain countries, we're guaranteed taking family time off with pay. You know, that's not the case here in the country, in the United States. We can take time off, but
Yeah, not the
it's it's
US.
it's not paid if you do get it. Some companies may be nice and do that, but um, definitely there's a lot of countries that really take um, family, business life very, very seriously as far as that work life balance.
Yep. I kinda like this woman's style, though. I have to admire someone that just books a Jamaican trip and then says, "Bye. If you don't like me, I'm leaving."
That's true, and you know what? Depending on what she does, she may be in a situation where she can easily jump into something else too.
Yeah.
Now, of course, everyone can't do that, but
Exactly, yeah. I think my employers in the past would be like, "Okay, bye. Good luck."
I'll be back. Oh no, you're not coming back. Don't worry about it. Enjoy your vacation.
Exactly, just stay in Jamaica, yeah.
Well, I would like to end on this great question here. Would you own an exotic pet? For example, maybe an octopus or a 15-foot alligator?
Maybe.
Really?
I guess the answer is if it was sourced if it was sourced ethically and, there was no issues with how it was obtained or how it needs to be kept and could live a good life, then yes, definitely. But I'd have to do it knowing that, like, the animal was safe and that it's not coming from some weird, like, third market, black market factory.
True, true. I watched a story where this young man, I forgot where he got it from, but he had an octopus. Okay.
Aw.
And he kept him at home in a tank. Well, he didn't realize the octopus was a female pregnant octopus. And next thing you know, he had I want to say around 50 little baby octopuses.
No, that's so sweet.
So they obviously did some research on them, pulled them out, put them in their own little spaces and, went through all this to make sure that they were okay, they're fed properly. And it's like, wow, okay, that's a little cute, but that's weird. But anyway, I'm like, I don't know. I'll be like, oh, so this is what you do with your time, huh? Okay.
Yeah, like, oh, see, I would love that, a little, like, octopus farm.
I mean, to each his own. I mean, he was doing a good job of taking care of him. I guess that's not my cup of tea, but hey, you know,
As long as you take care of them.
yes,
Because I don't like when it's like exotic reptile show, and a lot of times those are taken from breeders, like almost like the puppy mills, but for exotic reptiles, and then they're smuggled in the plane. I know a lot of that with birds too. Like they'll take like wild parrots and try to domesticate them. So
yeah.
I'm definitely not a fan of that. But if it's like an iguana that is comes from a loving place and it's like it's able to thrive in its environment, then I'm all for it.
Do you think a person should have a 15-foot alligator?
If they have like at least a 60-foot house, then yes. No, no, I don't. I actually don't because I feel like that's a danger to people around them, and I feel like that's not the best alligator life. Like that alligator is probably not living how it's supposed to.
Yeah, because I know they had a guy who had a 15-foot alligator, and I guess the city took it from him because they felt it was very dangerous. Which I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
So he's trying to raise money to get him back, and I guess build a proper enclosure for him and everything like that. And the one thing I say is I get it. You probably raised him from when he was a baby, but
Uh-huh.
an alligator literally can kill you if they have
Right.
that wild instinct come through them because they're not domesticated. You know,
Yeah. I know, and that's what I've heard too, that even if you raise an alligator, it's not going to be the same as a dog where it like knows not to bite you or it knows it's your owner. I feel for that person though, because I could imagine like if the alligator was like your pet and your best friend, that is sad to take it away, but it's just probably shouldn't have had it in the first place.
yeah. I mean, like I said, I get it. We're dog people here. We love our dogs. Um, but I don't think I'd ever own an alligator.
No, no. And I mean, I also think too, if they confiscate it, hopefully they just won't release it back into the wild because who knows if it even knows like survive. I mean, I'm sure it knows how to survive,
Mm.
but like, we don't know what it's dealing with now or how it was raised or anything.
That's true. And then the other part too is because the alligator was raised with a human, they're not afraid of human beings, which means that
Yeah.
they'll be more likely to go towards a human thinking that the human will feed them. You know what I mean?
Mm, yeah.
And that could be a horrible thing because, they're thinking, oh my God, this alligator's coming for us, shoot him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be sad. But I'm all for having like 800 octopi. Now you made me want to go get like the next time next week I'm gonna have a whole aquarium behind me.
There you go. Well, the one thing is, I can see myself doing an octopus way faster than I can an alligator.
Me too. No alligators. Me too. I don't even trust myself with I could barely handle my dogs whenever I have them. So no alligators.
I tell you one thing though, it'd be a cool guard animal for someone breaking your house though.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and like I said, if they get away, he'll still have the arm or whatever, so you can run some DNA on him.
Yeah. Exactly. It's right in there. You can see who it is. Yep.
There you go. Oh man,
Well,
that was a lot of fun.
that was fun. I apologize for my weird streaming issues. Next week I'll be back and reloaded.
No problem at all. No problem at all. Well, I don't have anything else. Well, I actually have a couple things, but we're really out of time, so I'll save that for next week. The interesting thing, Meryl, we never run out of
Okay,
stuff to talk
perfect.
about. You know that?
Well, I hope there's so much to talk about. I know, and that's why I love hearing the news every week. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect for our show.
I agree. Well, Meryl, have fun, knock them
Thank
out.
you. Thank you
Do you
so
ever
much.
post? Do you ever post any of your comedy online? Pieces of it here and there.
Yep, yep, I do on Instagram. So yep, I definitely do. And if anyone's in the Southern California area, I have a bunch of shows coming up in San Diego, Santa Barbara. So feel free to say hi on Instagram or TikTok before it gets taken down.
Now tell people how to follow you so they can check up on your shows and everything.
Yep. So the best way, my Instagram is at Meryl Klemo, and it's MERYLKLEMOW.
Cool.
You can find me here every Wednesday.
Yes, yes. Well, Meryl, thank you. And thank everyone else for watching. I am Lawrence Elrod.
Thank you so much.
And you are?
I am Meryl Klemo. I forgot. Sorry, I have an alligator on the brain.
No problem. I thought it was a hesitation in the internet connection. So
No, I'm just gonna act like it was. It was just a hesitation in my brain. I was just so happy to hear that you're Lawrence Elrod that I spaced out.
well, everyone, thank you for watching. And don't forget to catch us every Wednesday here on YouTube. And also, please remember to share and go to our streaming channel, elrodtvnetwork.com. Have a great evening, everyone.